Do atheists get offended? Now, I know firsthand that they do. Atheists, they get offended by injustice, they get offended by suffering, they get offended by evil in the world. But here's the question. If atheism is true, what are they getting offended about? Where is their standard for right or wrong coming from? In reality, their very outrage is actually proof that God exists. Now, I know firsthand that atheists can get offended because I had a lot of them that were offended about my video last week that I did. And my video last week, in a short summary, was basically the lacking of evidence isn't the problem why some people choose not to believe in God. The real reason is that some of them, and I'm not going to say every single person, but some of them, and I know there are some genuine people, and I had a few that commented on that on my video from last week that said they just are basically searching, haven't really found that answer, and that's okay. That's a better place to be. You're searching for the truth, and I like that. But many were very irate over the fact that I insinuated that they just didn't want to live with any kind of moral responsibility. And it's humorous in a sense, and I'm not here to offend anyone, right? I mean, I'm not here to disrespect you. You're entitled to your opinion, absolutely, but I'm also entitled to mine. And first off, you don't have to watch this video if it offends you, but I'm entitled to my opinion, and I want to say everything I say with respect. So I'm not here to disrespect you or to poke fun at you, but I want to point out the flaw in this logic. Let's say atheism is true. That means that everything that exists is just a product of blind, random chance, right? Matter and energy bumping into each other for billions of years. There's no ultimate purpose, no meaning, and certainly no moral law that's written on our hearts, written on the fabric of the universe. So if that's the case, what's the difference between Mother Teresa and Adolf Hitler? If we're all just rearranged stardust, then Hitler just happened to be a different kind of, biological organism making different choices based on his chemical makeup. You may not like his choices, but without an absolute moral standard, you cannot say that he was objectively wrong. Only that a person, he was only a person that maybe you disagree with, personally. But, look at it. We all know that's absurd. Nobody believes that. Even the most hardcore atheist will tell you what Hitler did was evil, truly evil. But why? Because deep down, every human being recognizes that there is a real objective standard of right or wrong. The moment an atheist says that's unjust or that's evil, they are actually admitting that there is a real binding moral law that's outside of human opinion. If if there is that moral law, then there has to be logically a moral law giver. That's why their outrage actually it confirms the very thing that they're trying to deny, God's existence. Moral standards, they require a moral law giver. Think about this. You're playing the game Monopoly, right? You're playing and someone just flips the board over. You'd be upset, right? But imagine if you'd never agreed to any rules. How can you actually complain? The game only makes sense if there's an agreed upon standard. The same is true for morality. If atheism were true, then moral outrage would be meaningless, right? They would it would be meaningless because getting mad at someone for um, you know, torturing babies, that'd be the same thing as getting mad at them for liking a different flavor of ice cream than you. We all know that morality is not subjective like that. We know that torturing babies for fun is objectively wrong. No matter what anybody thinks, it's wrong, it's evil. That means morality isn't invented by us. It's discovered. It's not something that we invented. And the only way to explain that there is an objective moral law is with an objective moral law giver, God. All right. So the next time that, an atheist wants to get offended, let's ask them, why is that? Why is what I'm saying wrong? Why is what I'm doing wrong? Why is what they're doing wrong? Who says? On what basis? You'll find that Atheists will always borrow from a theistic framework to make sense of their moral complaints. Their very outrage is proof that God has placed a moral law within every human heart. They may not acknowledge it, but deep down, you can't escape it. I can't escape it. They can't escape it. Ironically, in trying to argue against God, all right, they actually end up proving him. Because as we argue in, in accordance with as a moral argument, obviously we've gone over in past videos the cosmological argument, there's the teleological argument, the moral argument. Without God, there is no standard of morality at all. Like you said, it's getting mad at Adolf Hitler. It's like getting mad at him. There's somebody for not liking the same flavor of ice cream. It's his different chemical makeup, different personal opinion. So for there to be a standard, there has to be something outside of personal opinion, right? A moral lawgiver wherein there is God. So hope you get value out of this today. This was kind of in a response to my video from last week, since I had a lot of people that didn't like that I had mentioned that maybe they just didn't want to live with responsibility. But, if you're offended by what I said, let's ask yourself, what right do you have to be offended? Did I say something that was unjust? Where's that root, where's that measuring tape for justice coming from? And if you follow that to its logical conclusion, you'll see there has to be someone who gave that law, that moral law. All right. Take care. God bless. And we will see you back next time. Bye.